Lorenzo. If you have not met her yet, you are lucky, because it has been a long time of me getting to know Doreen for this moment to happen. And it's been selfish of me to keep those conversations between us. So I'm glad that she's now going to get to talk to you. She's a successful leader of global firms. Frog Design. Anyone know Frog Design? Yeah. She led Quirky when Quirky was a thing, right? Yeah. Launched a whole bunch of cool products. But in 2016, she started the Center for Integrated Design at the University of Texas at Austin, which is funny because you always have to say at Austin. And that success led her to become an assistant dean in 2017, where she now helps lead the new school, not the new school like the school, the new School of Design and Creative Technologies. And it's become the fastest growing school in fine arts at UT. She's also the co-founder of a mobile video insights firm called Vidlet. And she's the board member and advisor for a whole bunch of other companies. And advisor is really why she's coming up here. She is a super mentor. People she doesn't even know ask her for advice. And so she is here to share her thoughts on the intersection of creativity and mentor. Please help me welcome Doreen Lorenzo.
Hey, everybody. Wow. It's always hard to sit through your own intro, but yes, I've done all those things, and I will tell you that Ben added super mentor to mentor, so I'm not sure about that. So when he told me about this topic, so this is true, 10 years Ben has asked me to speak, and I always thought there was other people that were better at speaking at this, and then a little while back he said, you have to do this one, and so I kind of agreed. So I've given talks on leadership and creativity and design and innovation, never on mentorship. So let's see how this turns out. I have drunk my coffee. I think I have a little wisdom, and I always have good stories to tell. So let's go. So for the first thing I did is let me look at what some great mentors are out there. And interestingly enough, this is what came up. So we have Yoda. Come on. Yoda is the ultimate mentor. In fact, we call our old dean Yoda. Ted Lasso. Come on. He took that team from nothing. Look what he did. He created a community. And Mr. Miyagi. Do we not love Mr. Miyagi? Come on. So I felt okay, well, maybe I'm in good company here. So why am I talking about mentorship? That's a good question. As you said, my name is Doreen Lorenzo. I've been at this creativity and design thing for a very long time. And I don't know how it started, but people just kind of started asking me for advice. And then more people started asking me for advice, and some people listened, and things happened. And one day you're their person, and now you're called to mentor. But really, at its core, mentoring is about kindness. It's about giving back. It's about forming community. I think we could all use a little more kindness right now in this world. So I think thinking about giving as opposed to taking is really special. And so I think that's part of what draws me to mentorship and why I like to, just in general, just help people. But it's not always, the roses. People always ask me if I'm a coach. I didn't know what that meant either. I thought it was more for sports. But turns out, when I scroll through my LinkedIn and I look at a lot of the people that I've known over the years, a lot of them have turned to coaching. Well, what is that? Well, here's the thing. First of all, coaches charge for their services. So just so you know that. But also, I think coaches ask a lot of questions. Mentors give you answers. They listen, they give you answers, and that's the difference. And I'm not disparaging coaches. I think it's great. It's just, it is a little different there. So how many of you are here would love to be a mentor? Oh, good. How many would love to be mentees? Even better. Okay, we have some stuff later on because, I'm in this design world, and you always got to have an exercise. You always got to do something. So we'll have that towards the end. I think you become a mentor because you remember the uncertainty, right? You just gotten a little better at hiding it, but you know what it's like to wonder, how do I start my career? What am I doing? Or I'm at a crossroads in my career. I just want to go talk to somebody. And sometimes mentors could be a cheerleader. Sometimes they can tell you the hard facts of things that are not what you want to hear. But for me, it's super special to be able to watch people blossom and grow. I think part of why I was so drawn to education and wanting to help start this school, and now why, several months ago, I started a podcast with my co-founders, Michael Baker and Rebecca McElroy, on creativity is the job of the future. Really, it's mentoring. Trying to give people the idea that you're not, just because you're creative, you're actually onto something. You're in the right field. You're doing something right. And there's a lot of room and a lot of space for you here. And oh, by the way, there's jobs too. You will be employed. So I think part of this is helping people see that this is really something terrific. Yes, it's not rainbows and unicorns, we don't do group hugs and tell each other. Sometimes it's just hard facts. It's never about doing your work. People often come to me and say, hey, could you help me get a job? And I politely always say, okay, start with what do you want to do? Who do you think you should meet? Do your homework, do your research. If there's a job in that field, do you have the qualifications? And if so, yeah, then I'll make some introductions for you. But maybe that you're going down the wrong path. Maybe you're doing something different. Sometimes we have to tell people hard truths. And you know what? Sometimes they don't listen. And sometimes they run into walls. And then you pick up the Legos of life and you help put them together if they want to. Or sometimes they go on their way. That's what it's about. And that's some of the missteps that you see, right? It could be emotional. Oftentimes people come to you because they are at a crossroads in their life and they're very emotional about it. And it's important when you're looking for those relationships to find the right ones. Not everybody's the right one. So find the right person. Whether you're a mentor or mentee, find that connection. So 12 years ago, I got a call from a woman. Not a call, it was an email. And she was starting a company, and she said, I really want to work with you. Her name is Jemima Mendro. And she said, I really would love your advice. I didn't know her, and I said, really, I don't have time. I was working at Quirky at the time. I was in New York, and she was in California. And she said, listen, I'm going to be in New York. Can we just meet? So we did. Force of nature. This woman is amazing. And 12 years later, after her 3 companies, and she's just formed this amazing school. That's another story. We talk every 2 or 3 weeks. I ask her for advice now. She asks me for advice. I gave a speech to a program that she has on this past Wednesday, and she introduced me as that mentor, that person that has really been her guiding light. And that, it makes you feel good too. It's really wonderful. So these relationships could have two-way streets. They could be lasting for a long time. What do we offer? Perspective, right? Been there, done that. Don't go there. We try to lay out the path. We don't want to do your work. I don't want to be listed on your LinkedIn as some super advisor. We're guiding, we're not doing. We're trying to just set that path for you, just help you, just see some pitfalls, or maybe help you think about things you don't know about, or you haven't thought about, or you're afraid. Being afraid is okay, totally fine. So, those that are looking for a mentor, have you found one? How many have found mentors? Oh, look, little hands that go up. Little hands. Good. So, do your homework. Look around, talk to people. And for the love of God, do not be creepy. Hey, Doreen, could we grab a cup of coffee and I could pick your brain? No, we cannot do that. That is not going to happen. That is not how you approach people. But I'm going to show you. I kind of went back to my LinkedIn messages and I looked just from this year, and I have a lot of those. That is not how you approach people. You want to actually what helps me is, what do you need? What are you looking for? I'll have a conversation with you. I'll talk to you. But what are you looking for? I don't want you to pick my brain. I don't want to tell you about my career trajectory because I don't know how I got here. It's just doors open, you walk through it. Like that's kind of it. So be kind, but be direct. Yeah, here's some of them. I love these. It'd be great to Zoom and learn more about your career, and perhaps there are synergies to explore. Huh? Would you be open for a brief conversation? I'm happy to share more about both initiatives and our plans for the future. We don't have plans. We have no plans for the future. So I'm not making fun of these people. I know they're trying, but it's really helpful, especially when, typically when you're trying to find a mentor, they kind of have a life, like they're super busy. And so you want to make sure that you're using that time effectively and you're using that time with them to really get something out of it that you want to. So look for someone. They're everywhere. They're here. You saw that. People want to be mentors. You go to industry groups. You look for mentors. Just try to look for people you admire. Who are the people you admire that are reachable? We can't get to all of them. You can't, probably if you tried to contact Michelle Obama, she's lovely, but I don't think she'd respond, right? So try to find people that are attainable for you. And look for people who are curious, who have humility. Part of being a mentor is sharing your failures. I tell people stories about myself, and I always get, really? And it's like, yes, we all trip. We all have failures. Actually, okay, I'm going to stop. If you know me, you know that I hate that term. Because I don't think anybody fails. I think you learn, right? We are continuous learners. So we might take a few wrong left turns or right turns, but we learn from it and we keep moving forward. The other thing, by the way, while I remember, the thing that I hate is, how many of you think you have imposter syndrome? Okay, you don't. You 100% do not have imposter syndrome. I don't even know why that came up. Like, somebody's making a lot of money out of that. Listen, people are nervous. They're scared. They don't feel like they belong. That's normal. You are normal. And that's why you're here. You're making contacts. You're talking to people. That is just, I don't know, it's a reason to be an excuse. You don't fail and you don't have imposter syndrome. I don't care what they say. And I don't care how much money has been made on those topics. They're ridiculous. So you're here, where you work, your alumni networks, online communities. We talked about LinkedIn, but people who intimidate you, but in a good way. You know they're nice people. Maybe you can approach them. Look around. Don't be afraid. Okay, the worst that can happen. What's the worst that can happen if you approach somebody? What's the worst that can happen? Somebody tell me. They ghost you. They don't answer. So what? Number 2, we move to the next person. That doesn't say anything about you. It says nothing about you, right? People are busy. You don't know. I always say you never know what's going on in someone's life. They're going through some trauma, whatever. Just move on. It's okay. I'm not going to hit the button, Ben. What should you do? If you're a mentee, what should you do? You've now found this awesome mentor. Be prepared. Show up. Be ready to hear the hard stuff. Maybe that brilliant idea of yours is not so brilliant. Listen, right? And it's not like osmosis. It's not like you stand next to me, I'm your Wi-Fi hotspot, and you get all the answers. It doesn't work that way. It's a two-way street. And be respectful of time, right? Again, I keep saying that because they're busy people. If it's a 30-minute conversation, make it a 30-minute conversation. And you'll get a lot done. And that person will want to work with you more and more. Mentoring isn't therapy. I don't want to hear all your life's problems. That's not what it's about. And it's not like, aha, I see it, the future is there, take your horse and ride it. No, it's not that either. Don't show up empty-handed. bring questions, updates, plans, and always follow up. Always let your mentor know, even if it's a quick text or a message, this is what's going on. Because as a mentor, you want to feel like you've made a difference. You've done something too. You're helping. Because it helps you adjust. It helps you rethink, okay, that didn't work. What else could work for this person? And the ironic truth is, as a mentor, you learn a lot. I learn a lot about what's going on in different industries. I learn about, there's always we're going through that right now, a little bit of a change in the economy, right? And what's happening. And you learn about what people are seeing, hearing, doing. So it's very much a two-way street, and that's important. That's why having that chemistry with your mentor is so important. And helping people and giving advice makes you remember the 17 times you didn't listen to what people told you, And I know that maybe 15 times you won't listen to what I may tell you, but maybe on that 16th time you'll be better than I will, and you will. What's success? Doesn't mean you're going to land your dream job in 30 days, although I have to tell this story. I wrote this, and while I was writing this speech, an old colleague from Frog, I literally have not talked to in 15 years, reached out to me. He said, I lost my job. I don't know what to do. Can I come in and talk to you? So he came into my office. He bought his resume and his portfolio, and he said, this is all the stuff I'm doing. And I went, okay. And I thought about it. I go, this is a mess. Like, nobody knows what you're doing. Like, nobody knows what you're supposed to be. Like, you've been at your job so long, you don't understand how to talk about yourself. So I made recommendations. I didn't do it for him. I just made recommendations. By that night, he had implemented all those recommendations, which was pretty amazing to me, because usually people don't listen. And I told him, as I told everybody, go to, look to see who you want a job, if I can make introductions. He did that. I kid you not, 3 weeks later, he had a job. And a good one. And I was like, whoa, I'm telling that story, because that's a good one. But it really isn't. This isn't Disney. It's not like you get the magic lamp. And, it takes time. Sometimes this stuff takes time. And it really depends, particularly if you're like changing careers or something, it might take time. But success is, do you have a relationship? Do you feel like you're getting something out of it? Do you feel like you're moving forward? Preferably with fewer breakdowns. So, and as I said, share, share, share. I keep stressing this because it really is a two-way street. You give as much as you get, and wisdom does flow in both directions. I'm going to try something. Now, we did a little bit of this before, but now get up. Everybody get up. Get up, get up, get up. Absolutely move out of your comfort zone and go find somebody you don't know. Don't stand there. Go find somebody you don't know. All right. I want you to ask. Take 5 minutes. We're going to do this exercise. What each of you ask, what challenge are you facing right now? Next question, what skill do you want to build and why do you need a mentor? Next question, what's one thing you're really good at? How can I help? And then decide. Let's do this. Ready? It's right up there. Okay, 5 minutes. Let's go. Anybody find any good? Did you find somebody? Did people find people? Yeah, good. All right. We're done. No. Closing thoughts. If you want to find a mentor, great place. Go to conferences. If you don't, there's someone you admire, send them a nice message through LinkedIn or email, just explaining yourself. It's okay. Do that. You can reach out, but really, Mentorship is gloriously messy, wildly human, and often a comedy of errors with occasional breakthroughs. It's a team sport. You need more than one person to be a mentor, right? There's no playbook. Half the team is often late or somehow, but the magic still happens. You don't have to be perfect in this, right? You just have to play and play together. And occasionally, beautiful and wonderful things come out of it. And in particular, you're building community, you're creating relationships, and you're being kind. And you're giving back. And that is so important. And the more that we all do that and we all give back, we are creating a better environment for all of us to live in. And as creatives, I think that's our job. That's what we should be doing, creating joy in what we do.